Welcome back to my writer's room, everyone. I am Matt Wallace, YouTube's resident angry writer, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to come hang out with me here in my angry, lonely little writerly sanctum. I always appreciate that, I really do. Me not being naked on the vlog today is brought to you by our t-shirt of the day, which is my beloved and what I maintain is my Captain America and Iron Man slash fiction cover shirt. Which I'm wearing because it's one of the most comfortable shirts that I have. So that's really all there is to it. I have more exciting, newer shirts to show you, but today I needed the comfort of an old standard, and I'm sure you can all appreciate that sentiment. It is February 20th, 2018. It's Tuesday. Welcome back from your 3-day weekend. If you got the federal holiday off, it was President's Day yesterday. I had to work, but I don't have to go into an office every day, so I can't really complain about that. As you can see, I have drawn, if you get the reference, I have drawn Star Child Hamshackle. That's what that is. Since I started the new marketing gig, I've gotten a 2-monitor setup now, like an adult. And while I've been working, I've been playing the Stanley Kubrick box set on my other monitor as I work, and I was up to 2001: A Space Odyssey last week. So I just kind of had this on my mind. So that's Star Child Hamshackle with the huge baby head and his spear gazing at Earth from afar. Again, if you don't get the reference, don't worry about it. That movie is not for everyone. It's not one of those things I defend. I enjoy it, but I'm never going to, like, tell people, oh, you mean you don't get 2001? That's just, it's not a thing anyone should do. You shouldn't do that either. So yeah, that's one reason I drew this. There's another reason I drew this, and I will explain that reason right after this very brief cut. I've been feeling very removed lately, very detached, especially like online. Earlier, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have noticed I put out that I'm going to be reducing my presence on Twitter moving forward into the end of the new year here. There are several reasons for that. The first is just simply time. My time is at an absolute premium right now. I have none of it between my full-time marketing job and running the small business that is being a freelance writer, because I still am writing books and publishing books and trying to publish books, working on TV projects, doing my podcast, doing all the ancillary stuff that's associated with that. It's running a small business. So I've got a full-time job and I run a small business, as many authors and freelance writers do. I've also got a marriage that I very much enjoy and want to participate in, and my wife and I don't get nearly enough time together. You know, we've got a house that needs my attention in many different ways. So it's just life. You know, I'm not special, I'm not particularly burdened, but just my circumstances from what they were before to what they are now have changed. And my time is at a premium, and I just don't have time to dick around on social media like I used to. Another reason for that decision to kind of reduce my presence over there is I've really started to question, and this feeds into a few different things, but I've really started to question like the ROI on Twitter for me. Not in general. People tend to apply their experience to everything as if their experience is the only standard for it, and that's entirely untrue. When I talk about me and Twitter, or when I talk about me and anything, I'm just talking about my experience of it, my individual experience of it. And I've really started questioning my individual return of investment on the time I expend on my social media lately. It's, you know, for a long time, Twitter has by far been my biggest platform. It's been the place where I could talk to the most people about the books that I have coming out and all of my projects and, you know, anything else I had going on that I needed to promote or that I needed crowd support on. The Ditch Diggers podcast, this YouTube channel. You know, I've been using Twitter to feed into this and prop up Angry Writer and everything I'm trying to do over here. And it's been a valuable platform for me in that respect, but I really feel like lately, in particular, I've just really hit a ceiling with it. Whether it's just I'm not as good at Twitter, whatever the fuck that means, as other people, whether I'm not as committed to it as I used to be, or whether I'm just not somebody, I don't I don't have the voice or I don't do things that appeal to enough people. It just, like, that platform, that channel, that space for me has not grown at the rate that I was hoping to. It did for a little while. You know, I went from having a very few followers, like barely breaking 1,000, to 6,000 over the last couple of years here. And that's, you know, that's great. That's nothing to a lot of other people who have, you know, tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of followers. But for me, who I've always had a very small core audience and my stuff has always grown very slowly and very, like, grassroots-like, that was great. And it was great to see the growth, and it helped me out. And with, you know, Sin du Jour and everything else I've been doing the last couple of years. But I just feel like that's peaked. And I either don't know how to remedy that and take it someplace, take it to the next level. I either don't know how to do that or I'm not committed to doing that. And either way, it amounts to the same thing. So I'm just not, I feel like that's plateaued. And the amount of time I put into maintaining that platform is disproportionate to the return I'm getting on being in that platform. And that, you know, and again, I said that feeds into several things. It's not just cold, hard promotion/marketing. That's part of it, but it's not just that. There's also a big emotional, psychological tax that comes along with being part of any online or physical space or community or platform or whatever the hell it is. Wherever you are, if you're participating in any kind of communal thing, that comes with like a social tax. And that social tax for me has really risen exponentially over the last year or so. Particularly in terms of like the SFF community, any literary community, you know, even television writing, Twitter, which I'm barely a part of, that's sort of part of it too. But, you know, largely like the SFF community and things like that, I don't enjoy being a part of it. I really don't. For the last 6 months, intensely so, I just see, not that it isn't filled with good people. I have so many, like, legitimately, like, real-life, very good friends who are part of the SFF community who write and do the same thing I do. Friends I've had for a decade or more, and friends I will continue to have. But just, like, the community as a whole and how it's encapsulated, particularly on Twitter, I don't enjoy it. I just see a lot of hypocrisy in it that I don't like. And I'm not going to get into any kind of specific incidents or scandals or tea or any of that crap, because I'm tired of that too. I really am. I'm tired of all of it. But I don't enjoy participating in it anymore. I really don't. And I've always tried to be sort of ancillary to the whole thing anyway. But with the way Twitter is structured, if you've got 1 foot in, then, you know, you're in, period. Like, it doesn't matter whether you dip a toe or you dive in head first. You establish all of these mutual connections through people who know people, and you become a part of the thing. And there's no way to avoid the fallout of that and the many forms in which that fallout comes. And that's sort of what I meant by I've been feeling very detached and removed lately. I've been feeling like Star Child Pig in this little orb staring down from a distance, kind of observing everything from that vantage point. I haven't felt like part of it, and I don't want to be a part of it. That's really the sad part. It's not like I'm tapping on the glass waiting for somebody to open the door. I don't want to come in. I really don't. And it's kind of sad because, again, many fantastic people, but it's just not, it doesn't feel like my people. It really doesn't. I intensely dislike so many people in the SFF community that are elevated by so many other people, including people I like and respect. And it makes me like those people less because they do that. And I don't want that. I don't want that experience. I don't want the relationships, the genuine relationships that I have, to be tainted by this ancillary bullshit that shouldn't matter. But it does, man. It colors that. It colors my perception of people and of the industry and of the field of science fiction and fantasy, which is a field that, for better or for worse, I mean, has meant the world to me. It's been a huge part of my career, and my knowledge base and my formative years at Hardwire, all came from this field of this type of fiction and media that has really formed who I am. And it's just, I don't want that to be ruined because I have beef with a huge portion of the community. And again, the way it's encapsulated on Twitter in particular, it's just very hard to get away from it. It's very hard to specify or individualize your experience and still remain in any meaningful way a part of things going on. You know, if you're like I said, in for a penny, in for a pound, because the few dozen people you know and really like, that they branch off into hundreds of other people that maybe you want nothing to do with, but it all gets mixed up and it's all blended together. And a dozen times a day now, I just get pissed off because I get reminded somebody I don't like exists, or something happens, or everybody has their tongue up the ass of someone I despise, and I just don't enjoy it anymore. So that's basically all why I'm going to be reducing my presence on Twitter. I'm not deleting my account. For better or for worse, man, like 6,000 followers, you know, that most entities that promote things on Twitter, whether it's authors or brands or companies, they piss 6,000 followers. But I've worked hard for that 6,000 followers. I've worked hard to make that an engaged 6,000 followers. And damn if I'm just gonna give it up entirely. So I'll still be over there sharing the things that I do. But I just much prefer a space like this one where I can talk to people who genuinely want to hear what I have to say and take in the things I want them to take in and enjoy my works. And, you know, you have to come here for that. It's not just random. It's not just one voice among many. When you watch a video, that's a commitment, you know? And it says something about how you view this content. You know, it tells me you're really into it. You really want to be a part of it. And that clears out so many idlers to the space right away. And also, I can just talk directly to you, and I don't have to watch a bunch of other videos to do it. You know, I feel like on Twitter, I kind of have to do that. I have to wade through a lot and like participate in a lot more than I want to. So it's just nice. This is a nice direct connection I can have with an audience that wants to be here. And slowly I'm going to build this thing up. I'm extremely happy with how it's gone so far. Again, we have less than 500 followers, but I've also been doing this less than 4 months. And again, for me, that's a lot of growth in 4 months. So I'm really happy with how it's going. I like this medium. I like what's going on with it. I may have issues with YouTube as a platform, but I like video. I like the web video thing as a concept. So I'm going to keep that going full tilt. That's not slowing down. But on Twitter, I am going to kind of gradually back off of it just because I don't feel like it's a good investment of my time anymore. And it has really negative side effects on top of it. So you put all that together, it just adds up. I don't need to be there, you know? Anyway, so these are things that are going on. These are things that I'm feeling. These are things that I'm experiencing. This is no knock on all the people who have followed me over on Twitter and have been very engaged with what I do and very supportive. I appreciate the hell out of that. I hope that they will be willing to migrate over here to my YouTube channel and continue to do that, and we can have much more of a direct relationship than on Twitter, where I get so overwhelmed by it I can't focus on anything. But I appreciate anyone who's ever supported my stuff in any shape or form. Whether you've bought a book, listened to a podcast, subscribed to a YouTube channel, given me a review somewhere, signal boosted, anything I need to signal boost, all that stuff means the world to me. You have so many options in so limited time. If you've ever taken any of that time to expend it on my works, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. On the lighter side of the news, because that all got way too heavy way too quickly, what's some good stuff that's happening? Ditch Diggers podcast, as I said, we've gone weekly now. Our new episode, if it's not up as I post this, should be up pretty soon. We have Christopher Brown, a very interesting guy who wrote a really interesting book and has edited really interesting books. He edited an anthology of Mexican science fiction and fantasy that was translated into English, and against all odds won a World Fantasy Award. I loved hearing about that, and we loved having him on the show. I found out today that RT Book Reviews, they gave Taste of Wrath, which is my 7th and final Sin du Jour book, coming out in April. RT Book Reviews gave it 4.5 stars and made it a top pick, one of their vaunted top picks for April. And they gave it a really fantastic review on the website, which is behind a paywall, but my editor sent it to me anyway because I've got mad hookups like that. Gave it a great review, 4.5 stars, named it a top pick for April. It's the first big review of Taste of Wrath that has come out so far, so I was really happy to see that. Made me really happy today. On Friday, if you missed it, I announced this month's Mystery Prize Box giveaway, so go back and check out that video to enter the random drawing for it. I'll be announcing the winner Friday. big box of books and swag and all kinds of cool stuff that I'll be sending to one lucky member of Team Hamshackle. And again, go back and check out Friday's vlog to find out how to enter. It's free and easy. Just like, comment, and be subscribed. That's all you got to do to enter. So that's very cool. I've gotten a bunch of submissions for my the first writing challenge that I issued last Monday. I know I said I would pick it this Monday, but I forgot Monday was President's Day and a holiday, and my wife and I were out of town, so I wasn't able to get to that. I will announce the winners of that sometime this week, and we will do the live reading of whatever scene I pick soon after that. But that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you've submitted a 5-page scene for my first writing challenge here in the vlog, stay tuned to find out if you won. Yeah, I think those are all the good things for right now. But yeah, there are still many good things going on. That's what this is all about, and that's why we keep going forward on it. So, so stick with me for more good things in the future, hopefully. I hope. That's it for today, folks. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode of the vlog, what you're thinking of the channel. Ask me a question. Suggest a topic for me to talk about. I just like hearing from you. I really do. You know, tell me what you had for lunch. I don't give a crap. Actually, I would enjoy that. I love food. I'm actually always weirdly interested in what people had for lunch. Probably way more than I should be. So I said that randomly, but now I'm actually like, I hope people do tell me what they have for lunch. That was my internal monologue while I was shilling. Anyway, again, sorry I missed you yesterday for the holiday weekend, but we're back now and we'll be here all week. Until next time, which is tomorrow, I'm Matt Wallace, and I will see you then.